Trying to get everything pulled up here, running a little bit late. Got about 1 minute to mark everything out here and see. See which way we think we're going to be going there. So let's mark out the open. All right. All right, there's the open, the high and the low. So here we are, below the VWAP on the Nasdaq. So you'd think we probably want to make a run for the high here, but we are close to the low already, so. And we're kind of at that whole number there, 199. ES sitting over here at the 70, 43.70, also below the VWAP. So we're getting a little push here. VWAP at the 211 on the Nasdaq there. So we're not going to make the same mistake we made yesterday, last night. We're going to wait for it to push through the VWAP, then retest it. If that is indeed what happens, we'll see. So we ran the highs, we ran the lows. What's the next obvious draw on liquidity here? And the ES has relatively equal highs to the upside there. So you would think that it would want to push through that 74 area, 73. That's what you would think. Just hanging out right here at the 04s for now. ES is at the VWAP right now. Let's see if the ES pops it. Kind of thinking of a long here. Alright, we're going to take a long. Again, we do got the VWAP right here at this area that we're at right now, 210, 212. I want to give it enough room to get through there. ES pushing above the VWAP right now. Might get a little resistance here. ES popped up into the 72.50 area, pulled back. Nasdaq just rejected the VWAP. We did what we said we weren't going to do. We were like, oh, we're going to wait for it to push above the VWAP first. And we didn't. So let's see if this thing can get going back to the upside here. As long as it holds the whole number here, I think we can. Buyers trying to step back in here on the WADA. Yes, reapproaching the VWAP here. Just trying to give it time to go. One of the mistakes I make in the London session sometimes is I develop a bias. I get long or short, and then I second guess myself, and then I just close the position and it ends up going anyway. So just got to get above that 10-11 area here. We can get going. We probably see the 220s. Just got to give it a moment here, see if the buyers can get in here and get this thing pushing. ES pushing above the VWAP now. Nasdaq approaching the VWAP. All right, getting the push that we're looking for. See if we can't get the 18s here on this push up. I'm going to watch the WADA close now. We want to see this thing hold above. WADA looking good so far. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move the stop up here. Just to below that candle. Might get stopped out. So the reason I did that was we can re-enter here if we need to. Didn't want it to reject the VWAP a second time, and that's kind of what it's doing here. ES pushed up into the 73.25 area, and now pulling back. Let's kind of scroll back a little bit here. I mean, we got the high, overnight high all the way up there at the 37s, probably the next area that it's going to want to go to. So we can just get above the VWAP here and make it stick, and then we can participate long again. I probably could have held it from our entry there. Overnight high on the ES is the 77 area. So pushing above the VWAP once again. There we go. So we would have gotten filled right here on this push up for the full profit. Probably should have just held, not moved our stop, but we did. Curious. 06. I still don't understand that. I mean, did you guys not see? I had my stop at 11.25. I had it right. I'm sorry. Maybe it was, yeah. No, it was 10.25. All right, pushing here. Let's see what happens. So we are above the VWAP there. So if we pull back here into the 10-12 area, we could participate long at that point. Structure on the ES pretty similar to the Nasdaq here. Thinking that it wants the high a day here. It's kind of what it seems like. Just kind of watching. ES pushed up into the 73, 74 area here. Some sellers pushing back in here. Kind of pulling back into that VWAP area a little bit. Kind of expecting it to, I mean, we got a small, just the smallest of gaps here. There is an order block there as well, but don't seem to respect either of those right now. So it did push up to 18 there. ES still basing above the VWAP right now. Nasdaq kind of below it. Holding the VWAP, it looks like, so far. Sellers trying to push this thing down, though. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. You know the drill. Just kind of holding the VWAP there. Kind of want to participate long, but there's no real setup. Nothing in particular that's telling me to take a long, other than us holding the VWAP. I guess that could be good enough. ES pulling back into the 72s off the 74 there. VWAP at the 71.75. Looking like it's going to lose the VWAP here. So the ES did run the liquidity there, the relatively equal highs from the London Open at that 73.50 area. So that would be considered a sweep of liquidity there. Now it's looking like it might want to shift back to the downside here and take out the lows, maybe make new lows. Potentially. Nasdaq also kind of ran that liquidity there. You would have had some stops resting above this swing high. Didn't quite run this one. So there's some liquidity kind of left there. Starting to push here. Holding the VWAP. ES bouncing off the VWAP. Kind of want to take a long here, but I was thinking a long past at 12 here, somewhere in this area. Just kind of watching the WADA. I mean, buyers popped in just for a second. Might be a trap. Might be a trap. We don't want to be trapped. I mean, it's still holding the VWAP there. Need to move my dead man over here. So Nasdaq kind of lagging behind a little bit here. ES trying to push. We're kind of lagging behind. Are we going to get going, or are we going to pull that ES down with us? Because we're back below the VWAP, the 08s. So it looks like we got the answer to that question. ES back below the VWAP now, 71.50. We are trading back into the whole number. ES holding the VWAP there. Wow. I mean, ES definitely looking stronger here. All right, let's see if the Nasdaq goes now. It's going to watch the WADA. Want to see us push through here pretty quickly. That's not pushing through. All right. You might just get me here. Did I go long? Yeah. I was long first thing. I want to see this thing push off that VWAP there and take out the 20s. We've kind of been holding the VWAP, but failing to move too much higher, to be honest. But so I might just kill this. Watching the WADA here. You see the ES is pushing up here. I do like that. I'm just going to go break even. Leave it there. Can't lose. If it goes, it goes. Stopped us out, break even. I do like that the ES is pushing. The Nasdaq's looking, I don't know why, but it's looking weaker here than the ES. I probably could have gave that more of a second to go. It probably will go now. If I had to venture a guess, take out the 22s first. Then you got like that 37 area up there next. WADA's looking pretty decent here for this push up. It wants to go. Like I said, I think it's going to take out the 20s. I moved the stop too quickly there, as I tend to do. I'd imagine it probably takes out the 20s at least, maybe even up there to the 40 at 37, 38 area. There comes the volume. And there's the 20s. ES just boner candled up into the 70s. This is why I need to trust my trades. We moved the stop on the first entry. That stopped out for 4 handles instead of 13. And then you see the second entry there. We moved the stop. It stopped out for half a point instead of 10. So it really should be up 23 points right now. Instead, we're up 5, not even 5, 4.5. That's why you got to trust your entries. Don't move the stop. Just trust it. Easier said than done. I do think we get the push into the highs here. I think we see that 37.50 up next. We might retest that VWAP one more time here. See, we got a little volume imbalance here, so it probably repaints that little imbalance. So it probably trades back into this area. And then goes. Would kind of be the idea. So in a nice little push up there, took that liquidity at the 20s. You'd think it'd want to continue here. So we also left a nice little fair value gap here on the 1 minute chart. So you could take a long entry off that gap. Stop would be down here, the 1075 area. I kind of think price wants to trade back into this imbalance. We'll see. Before heading higher. Possibly. That would be the idea. Does it leave the imbalance open? It might. I don't think it does, but it might. Thinking we see the 14 area. Maybe not. Pushing out of that fair value gap already. I was kind of waiting for it to trade back into this area. I was going to take a low risk long there because you got long at 14.75. You only got to risk 3 handles, 4 handles there. Something along these lines. Stop and just go. Be risking like 7 handles there. I don't know. I'll take it off and just wait. So there it is, repainting that. I'm just thinking there is one down here too. It could try to repaint that, although I think that one probably wants to stay open. I don't know. Alright, it's back into that imbalance too. Back to the VWAP. So it may just run the liquidity there at the 22s, and now it just wants to go for the sell side. Back to the VWAP once again. In order to have a structure shift, obviously you gotta, it's gotta kind of make it through the O2s there on the 1 minute. That's also the same area of interest there on the 3 minute. Just looking back to the left here, see if there's anything I'm missing. Do have a small gap here that has not been traded through. On the 1 minute, it's there on the 3 minute also, but it's just barely there. This gap is kind of held. That could be like an inverted look. So we got below the VWAP there on the Nasdaq. Now trying to push back up and test it here. Let's see if this thing, the ES still above the VWAP there. All right, we're going to take a long here. watching the WADA here. I want to see this thing continue to push. I'm just going to take it off break even. A little small loser there. Not trusting the trades this morning. Don't know. Looks like an ABC to the downside, but this also looks bullish. The ES is pushing off the VWAP there. But this thing could just turn back down. Looks like it wants to go. There it goes. There comes the volume. Pushing into the 22s once again. ES popped back up into the 75.50 area. I mean, the WADA still looks good for the push up here. Probably going to see the 37s here, at least. I don't want to just FOMO into it now, even though we think you're at least going to see that area. Just not trusting my trades this morning. I mean, we entered there at the 16. We would have got our 10 handles already. But we just got spooked. I mean, you can see we're moving up, but it's not really like a clean move up, right? I mean, there is some volume here pushing this up, but so pushed up there, momentum kind of slowing down again. It's almost like just put a long on, put your take profit up here at the high, and just let it ride. Probably wouldn't be such a bad idea. So this is going to be your A leg up, getting a little B leg back down. Let's see if we get a proper C leg here. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We appreciate it. Trying to push into the 400 subscribers by the end of the week. All right, we're taking this entry now, and we're holding for the 37 here. 37 or bust. looks like it wants the highs. The question is, how do we get there, I guess. See if we can't get this push into the 37s. Thank you for the subscription. Oz. Can't say your name. See if we can get this push here. We should be able to. ES is trying to push up here. It's a 76. Highs are up at the 77, 75 on the ES. We should be able to get a push up here. Kind of want to hold it for the high here. I don't see the volume looking great though. Come on. So I'm getting to where I want to take it off again, and I know if I do that, it's just gonna go right through there without me. All right, ES at the 76. Need it to push into the 78 there to give us a little momentum. Let's go. Come on, you got it. Come on. Trying to go. Gonna probably move my stop up now. Move it up. Probably 30, 25. Well, problem is, it's going to stop me there. We'll just leave it there. Needs to go now if it's going to go. Got to get a push right now. Should just be able to get a lightsaber right through there. So we can't lose here. But I want to see a lightsaber up. Take out that top side. Come on. Let's go. I'll move the stop to the bottom of this candle now. If the ES breaks the high before we do, I'll take it off. I want this thing to go. You know you want it. Move the stop up to the bottom of the body of that candle. ES is one tick away from the high here. So we're either going to get a straight flush through there quickly, or we're going to reject up here. Gas to go. Lock it in a little more there. ES one tick away from the high here. If it just pushes that high, I think it gives us a burst. Still has not ran the high on the ES there. Got a burst right through there. Come on. Pulling back on the ES actually. One tick away from the high there. Is it going to go? And we might get stopped here. Either way, we're locking in 5 handles. Can't lose. Stopped out there. ES was 1. London opens in 20. Oh no, London's open at 3 a.m. Eastern. It's already open. 3 a.m. Well, actually, technically 2:30 a.m. Eastern, but I consider the London Open. I think it's not open at 2:30 technically. I think it's open. I think it opens at 3. That's what I consider the open. 3 a.m. Eastern. Where are you at, Oz? Yeah, I got stopped out too. I should be up a lot more if I just trusted my entries. And I mean, our bias was we thought it was going to take, when we opened up here this morning, you know, at 3, we thought it was going to take the buy side. So I mean, obviously we wanted to wait. I didn't even wait. I got long down here at 06. So really could still be holding, right? That's the idea. We took 4 or 5 handles. We took a break even, couple break even trades, when you should just trust your bias, and once you get an entry, just stick with it. Should. Working on it. Oh, you're in Florida. Nice. What are you doing up at 3 a.m., man? What's going on? Guess you're doing the same thing I'm doing. Pushing some buttons. Juker, what's going on? Yeah, 3 a.m. Eastern. Or 9 a.m. for Juker. We know why Juker's awake. It's 9 a.m. The sun is up. I'm sure Juker's probably still long. He probably got long down here on this wick down. At the O2s. He's taken 75% off already. Don't doubt it. And he's got 25% left. I need to start doing that. Scaling in and scaling out. Or not scaling in, but maybe scale out. I don't know why this morning I just cannot hold my trades. I mean, like this here. I mean, even this one. I mean, would have got the full target here. Would have got the full target here. Would have got the full target here. This one, who knows? We're along from 25. Not quite the 10 handles yet. You actually fully closed? Oh. That's shocking. I don't think you normally do that. Well, I know you don't normally do that. Well, we're up $340. I can't be too mad about it. Let me check. I want to check my TradeAvid account. I wonder if they got my money in there today. I'm gonna start taking that 5-minute strategy on my cash account, my live account, whatever you call it. I don't see any money in there yet, so maybe not. I have to wait till in the morning, or later this morning. We'll see. Hopefully the 5-minute strategy continues to pay. So you can see we pulled back there. This thing's trying to break back out again. I'm not going to participate long here. I mean, you could. The ES still hasn't ran the high there. The only problem is kind of any weakness you get in the ES over here is going to just translate back over to the NAS. You don't want that. Let's check this out. I guess technically speaking, you could kind of look for that breakout for it to take out that 37 level. I am not going to take that because I feel like I've chased this thing already. Sometimes you got to know when not to press your luck again. Let's see here. Don't want to press it too much. All right, what do we have there? 18. Verify. Done. What in the world? Still pulling back here. Just kind of didn't run the highs there. Now it's just trying to pull back. All right. Four. All right, pulling all the way back here. Are we going to pull back to the VWAP? Or is this thing just not going to run the highs and then sell off? Interesting. So that kind of a lightsaber of a volume there to the downside. Bouncing right back off that gap there for now. He has pushed up one tick from the high and then just pulled all the way back to the 74, 75 area. So pulled back 3 points there on the ES. If you zoom out here, you can kind of see. I mean, I guess it ran that liquidity. But you got the overnight highs here. Didn't make it to that. But it did run liquidity there. You would think it wouldn't leave it, but it might. That's exactly why I didn't want to jump in long up here. Obviously, we never broke out, but even still. Didn't really want to take a long up way up there. So let's kind of look at the 3-minute chart here. I mean, still not technically a break of structure to the downside on the 3-minute chart yet. 1-minute chart, you do have a break of structure. I don't like those quite as much on the 1 minute. But you certainly could still use those if you wanted to. You can see just pop in here. A little bit of volatility for the London session. It's kind of holding up there at the 15 area, 17, 18 area, just popping back up. Trying to sucker in some longs here. Maybe. Or maybe it just pushes back to the highs here. Let's see what happens. Are kind of trading back into an order block there on the 3-minute chart. You kind of want to see it hold that midway point of the order block there. So about the 13 area. You don't really want it to trade lower than that if it's going to respect that order block and continue higher. Very similar structure on the ES as well. VWAP down there at the 12s. So you got an order block with the VWAP there. I mean, it might be a decent long entry. You do got some support there, but it could just run right through there. Really could. It could. You never know. ES back to the 73s, almost to the VWAP. Nasdaq back to the 14s, about to test the VWAP here. Let's see what happens. Based on the look of the ES here, I think we probably sell below that VWAP there. At least a few points. See if it holds here. Or are we going to get the old VWAP bounce? Not yet. I've kind of marked out areas of support here. Going to inverted fair value gap here that kind of held earlier. You also got the whole number there. So ES is losing the VWAP here. Let's see if it really loses it. You can see we're kind of losing this. If you had like a low to low little trend line here, that's what we're losing. So certainly looking like a short at this point. Maybe push back up, retest the VWAP, and then sell down. So let's see if it holds this low to low kind of trend that we got going there. Never really got that breakout there on that, so we can take that off. Never got the breakout. It's just losing it here. Do got the whole number, the 90 drama down here, so you'd probably want to push. I mean, the idea here, you'd want to push down into maybe that 94, 95 area, then push back up, retest the 12. So 94, 95 would be ideal, then push back up, then you could take a short for the push through the 90. That would kind of be what I would be looking for if I was looking for a short here. But you do also have some support in this area. So the VWAP's up at the 12s, right? So you want it to get through the whole number, really. I mean, you got room, though. It could push back up into the 12. You could just participate short. You know, maybe cover at the whole number there. I would have preferred it to get through this whole number first. For a short setup would be cleaner to me. This is still tradable. You still could take it, push it up into the 10 or 11 there, maybe 12. Could take it. I'm not going to, but you could. One could take it. I mean, I guess technically speaking, this thing potentially could pop all the way back up into the 20s, to be honest. I'm looking at the 3-minute chart here. It actually very well might. Kind of drag the 3-minute chart down here so you can see. So we have a structure shift here on the 3-minute chart. Your most extreme fair value gap is left up here. So that could be your short entry all the way up at 22, 22.50. Stop would be at the 30. Target would be the 93s. We'll see how that plays out. As you can see, we are pushing above this trend line here. We do got a small gap on the 1-minute chart all the way up there as well. So getting back above the VWAP here on the Nasdaq and the ES. Let's see if it does push up into the 22 area. I don't know if it's going to make it that high, to be honest. Logically, though, it would make sense. That's where an area of liquidity was. I mean, you know, we'll see. Got about 3 minutes here until the 4 a.m. Eastern hour, so we might get a little burst going into the top of the hour there. Like I said, on the short setup here, I would have liked to have seen this push through the whole number. The fact that it didn't, you know, doesn't make it to where you can't take it. It just makes it not as strong because you still got, you know, kind of that whole number resistance there, support. You could still take it, but I don't like shorting into support there. That's kind of what you'd be doing. Probably would work out. Maybe. Don't know how high probability it is. Who knows? Kind of teasing me here, making me want to take the short, but we did that last night or yesterday during the London session, we had profit locked up. Not a lot, I think around $250, $300, and then I took a dumb entry right before I ended the stream, and we gave the profit back. So we will not be doing that today. Although this is kind of setting up. I mean, you know, like I said, setting up like a potential short. This thing trades back up into that 3-minute gap there. That's a much better entry. Much better idea of an entry there. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you have not yet subscribed, please do me a favor. Press the subscribe button. It is free. It is free. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will stop asking. Probably. This person again? Really? This person again? I thought I banned that person. I guess maybe it didn't. And there you go. All right, I blocked them now. So selling back down, breaking the trend line. Coming back into the whole number. Oh, maybe did I miss one? I think I might have missed one. Come on. All right. Now we got it. And see, here's the problem. You know, you take the short here, you still got this whole number of support. You still got all this. Now, you know, obviously you got room there. You could get 10 points from 11.05 is 6, but I would have felt much better about it if I was able to take the support stuff off here. If we push down to the 95s, I could take these gaps off. And then you're kind of clean down here to the 187s. But because we did not push through, it makes it, you know, less of a probability of a setup there. As you guys can see, we're just popping right back up in there. Retesting that VWAP. Looks like it might get to that 20. 22 area. I don't know why people come into people's chats and post stuff like that. Like, they really think people dumb enough to click on it? I guess maybe. Maybe. So anyways, we're at 358 subscribers, so we do appreciate it. Trying to push into the, like I said, the 400. Oz. I don't know how to say your name. Ooh, Oz? Aussie? Maybe Aussie. We appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. So ES losing the VWAP here. That's a bit of a better look for this move down. But again, you got to get through the 90 down into that 95 area. Then you're probably going to bounce back up and retest the 10s one more time. Aussie's correct. That would be my best guess. Maybe this thing gets through there. Kind of tough to tell. I'm curious if it gets through there, to be honest. We hold the 200 level there. We very well could push back up into the highs, but you'd have to get through that 2250 area first. Seems like it wants the lows at this point, but who really knows? All right, losing the 200s here, or at least testing it. Let's see what we get. Now we're pushing through there. So it pushed down into the 98. You'd like it to be a little deeper than that. Let's get it down in the 95s before you get that kind of push back up, retest. Probably not quite as far as we want it to be there, but it'd probably be fine. So you can probably get a push back up the 05s, maybe the 10s, and then we can sell there. So I'm going on vacation on Thursday. So Thursday and Friday we'll still be streaming, but the New York sessions won't be as long. We'll probably stream till 11 a.m., something like that. And then, yeah. So we're getting this little pushback up, but I should be there for the London sessions. I might miss one this week, but I think I'll be there for all of them. So really it'd just be Thursday night for the London session. Then I would be on vacation. So for that little pushback up, you could take the short. It's tempting. I just don't like shorting into the whole number. To me, I feel a little bit better about it if it would have hit kind of like that 95 area. Still probably will get through there. I mean, really, the break of this trend line was still a decent short, right? You break the trend line, you retest it, you take the short for the retest. So even if you got short at 11, you only took 5 handles of drawdown, you know, and now you're up 12, 13 points. Probably could get it to the 87. ES is basing below the VWAP here now. Retesting the whole number here. Sellers trying to pop in. 87 is in sight from here. Should be an elevator down here, as Juker likes to say. We stair-stepped up, and we took the elevator down. So you're probably going to see the elevator right through the 87s. If we breach that 90 area, we get through the 90, we clear this. Obviously, we clear the low pretty quickly there if we do. And there comes the sellers. Trying to push it through there. Not a whole lot of volume though, to be honest. Pretty thin looking there. Well, I don't plan on taking any more entries, guys, tonight. So I'm going to, or this morning. I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream. We ended up $340. Green is green, right? It's not a lot, but we'll take it. Pretty fresh 50K account here. I didn't do a recap yesterday on the, but I did get back to green. I was red. Took a couple of dummy trades yesterday afternoon and kind of got my accounts into the red, but we did come back and got most of them back to the, to the green. Not much, 40 bucks on most of them there, but we did get them in the green. These were in there about $110. These were fresh accounts. So, but anyways, it's going to do it for me. I will be back live 9:15 a.m. for the New York session. So if you guys want to join me then, we appreciate it. Once again, if you have not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. All right, Juker, we'll see you then, man. Appreciate you guys watching. See you, Ozzy.